Hello ladies and gentlemen, so I'm standing here in this beautiful field of sunflowers, as you can see here, and today I'm gonna talk a little bit again. It's a little bit cold outside and I hope the mic is not sounding too bad because I haven't brought my external mic, so I do a little bit run and gun shooting today just to be easy to travel with in this environment. But today I'm gonna talk about some important things to keep in mind when dealing with fragrances and handling fragrances, and what you should think about when you enter this hobby. So I have a little paper here. So the first one is that I think you should trust your instincts when you first smell a fragrance. I mean, a lot of people say, yeah, you have to take time, you have to do that. Of course that works in certain cases. For me, of course, it works in some type of fragrances. For example, Jour Intense, I didn't really like it at first, so I grew into that. I'm just gonna see so no one steals my bike. But in general, it's basically like you're meeting a girl for the first time. Trust your gut feeling. If it's something that you feel inside of you that is, you know that feeling that something is not quite right. But a lot of times we ignore those type of feelings and those type of signals and red flags, both in relationships and also fragrances, because the community or maybe our friends say, oh, you're just overanalyzing, she's a great girl, blah blah blah. But you are your own man, you have your own feelings, they don't know how you feel. And same with fragrances, people don't know how you feel when you feel a scent, regardless how the community perceives a certain fragrance. If it's super popular, for example like Layton, if you don't say that you like Layton, then a lot of people think you're weird and you have a bad nose and you have something wrong with your nose. You know, I have a fucked up nose, but that's for other reasons. But so just be yourself, do you, trust your gut feeling. And this is general in life, you know, we're just humans. We have all feelings, we have all ups and downs, we all perceive things different. So trust your gut feeling in general in life and also fragrances, because me personally, when I didn't trust my gut feelings in life, it went bad. It went bad and I have to learn from my mistakes. Exactly the same as when I collected fragrances. Another thing, guys, is that a lot of fragrances are similar but very different. And what do I mean by that? Just because you like one fragrance, you look at the notes and you say, okay, I want something that is pretty similar. You're starting to look at the note breakdown of another fragrance that on paper is supposed to smell pretty similar to the one you like. But the structure of that fragrance can be totally different. It happened to me. I like, okay, I look at the notes, I like that note, I know that I like that note, I like the base note. Okay, so I'm safe to blind buy this other fragrance, right? That's where you're wrong, guys. I did that mistake in the beginning as well. I just look at the notes and thought, okay, the notes are the same, the fragrance have to be the same. That's a big mistake. Then you come home and you have a fragrance that smells totally different because the perfumer did different type of magic when he or she created that fragrance, and you will be, of course, very disappointed in the end. So always try if you can. Alright, guys, another very important thing to think about when collecting fragrances is just buy what you like, guys. Just buy what you like yourself. You don't really need to have summer fragrances, winter fragrances, date fragrances, late night fragrances. It's good if you have them, that you can pick and choose from how much you like, but in the end, just buy what you want. If you only love fresh fragrances, I'm sorry if the camera is a little bit crooked, try to fix it. I have it here. If you only like fresh fragrances, guys, just buy fresh fragrances and you can switch and pick and choose from them. I've noticed that it doesn't really matter if I have a lot of fresh fragrances only in my collection that I have in the beginning. You know, I just use them instead of switching from a fresh fragrance to a sweet fragrance. So just because you have a lot of different fragrances, if you still love the freshies, you are going to use them more than the other type of fragrances, I've noticed, in my personal opinion. So don't listen to us reviewers sometimes. You can get inspiration, you can get recommendations if you're just starting a collection, but don't even listen to me sometimes. I'm just gonna be honest. I mean, try yourself. If you only like Dolce & Gabbana The One, buy all the flankers to Dolce & Gabbana The One and have a good life. Live your life. If you only love to eat ice cream, okay, maybe that's not a good recommendation. Then you get diabetes and shit. And it's a little bit different with fragrances, of course. But do you know what I mean, guys? Do you, man? That's my new punch phrase here. And the sun is about to set here. Do you want to see? You want to see where I am? The battery is almost done, of course. Of course, that's too much to ask to have a full battery when I'm going out filming here. Look at this beautiful scenery. It's pretty cold, but I usually go here to the countryside sometime, take my bike and having a good time. So the next thing I want to talk about a little bit is enjoy what you have. You know, we watch all these fragrance videos, we love this stuff. We watch the reviewers, you watch me, you might get inspired to buy some fragrances even though you have 100 fragrances in your collection. But try to wear some of your fragrances that you already have for a week straight and see how that feels. Enjoy what you have. And then come back to me and let me know. Because sometimes when you just watch a fragrance video, it's just the first impression, like, oh, you got an urge, I gotta have that fragrance, I gotta have it right now, otherwise I won't be happy. I know that just lasts like for 5 minutes when you get the fragrance, and then you just put it in your collection, and then it is just like the same as all the other fragrances that have been standing there for a while. So enjoy what you have a little bit, guys. Don't push each other to buy more, this consuming type of society. Enjoy what you have, and if you really want something, of course you can buy it, but think over your purchases and enjoy what you have in your collection today. Thing, ladies and gentlemen, the camera just died last time I recorded, so now I'm out here again giving you my last pointer. The last thing is that don't always believe the hype in certain fragrances. There's a lot of things that's going around and going on behind the scenes that you guys might not know of. Fragrance reviewers might be bought, they're pushing some fragrances not because they're very good, but because they get a big load of money for that fragrance and from that company to push it throughout the world. So it get hype, and we fall for it. It's easy to fall for it. I fall for it a lot of times before I went into this hobby. Sorry, there comes a bus. And before I started this YouTube channel. So always do your research and be a little hesitant if a fragrance is pushed in certain type of weeks or even holidays, when fragrance reviewers push the same fragrance. Usually that fragrance is promoted through the company, and they're giving the reviewers money to promote that fragrance, even though the fragrance might not be so good. So there's a lot of fragrance that comes and goes from year to year. Last year was one fragrance brand that came with 3 new fragrances that a lot of reviewers pushed, but in my opinion they were not good, and that's why I didn't push them at all, because it is, you know, you don't get so, if you lose the trust of your viewers, then it's game over, I think. And I can't see that I don't want to sound too pretentious, sound like I'm so good and blah blah blah, but I just want to, you know, I don't have any winning of just pushing a fragrance. Everyone loses, so be sure to check up the fragrance before you buy it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so we're done for today. Hope I gave you some kind of usable information about the fragrance game. Hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you the next time. Peace.